Welcome back to the stash, and today's a good day, and that is for one very simple reason, my friends. Ultimate Spider-Man issue 2 is finally out now, and I have been dying for this release. If you did watch the previous video I made on Jonathan Hickman's first issue of Ultimate Spider-Man, then you'd already know that this is peak storytelling, and it's way better than whatever the hell they're doing over there in The Amazing Spider-Man.
Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
So join us today as we dive into the next installment of the Savior of Spider-Man comics. But before we get into that, I just wanted to quickly take a second to properly announce that the MNstash channel now has an available membership. It's $5 Australian, and I'm sorry I don't know the conversions to USD or pounds, but with it you do get some very cool perks such as special community posts, shoutouts, badges, and picking my next YouTube video. And now it's totally okay if you cannot buy one yourself, but if you do want to go that extra mile, it would mean the world, and all revenue from it would just go straight back into the channel to help me provide all of you guys the best content possible. But anyway, thank you guys for listening to that short little promotion there. With that being said, let's get straight back into the video. Now, in case you did miss the previous video, lucky for you there is a playlist, I'll quickly go over a small recap. 20 years ago, the Maker prevented a radioactive spider from biting a young Peter Parker. He likewise prevented the creation of any other superheroes and formed a secret council to rule the world from the shadows. In a quest to free the world from the Maker's cancel, Tony Stark sent Peter, now a married father of two, a package containing the same radioactive spider and a picotech suit. After watching his uncle Ben Parker and mentor JONAH Jameson leave the Daily Bugle over pressure from the Bugle's owner Wilson FISK to control the news cycle, Peter felt called to action and let the spider bite him. And now our story begins with Peter's kids Richard and May looking at a brand new Bugle headline showing off New York's brand new web-slinger. May does mention being scared of him, but we'll come back to that later. We get this great little scene between Peter and MJ where she just notices how buff he's gotten lately. And now what's cool and different about this book is that since Peter only got his powers now where he's around his mid-30s, he hasn't really got a clue on what he's doing. When/if he's a teenager, he's more or less rushing into things without thinking and just learning on the fly. Here, however, he's much more analytical of his every move, causing him to fail a few extra times. It's a great little dynamic that helps remind us as readers that this is a different Peter and not just a carbon copy of the ones we've seen before. Like a scene straight from The Sopranos, Ben and Jonah are conversing about the recent attempts at FISK's life by the mysterious Green Goblin. It's also revealed how Peter is the one that's taking the photos of Spider-Man, so I'm glad he's keeping that tradition going. And speaking of tradition, in typical Parker fashion, we get some great inner dialogue from Peter, where he's basically just questioning his entire life. If the life you had stolen from you 20 years ago was suddenly given back to you, are you obligated to try and relive some version of it? Because if you did feel like you had to relive that life, wouldn't you just be 20 years behind the curve for forever or something like that? I mean, I'm a smart guy, but I have no idea what I'm supposed to do now. The world is different. I'm different. If only there was a sign. Huh? Now I know this has been done to death already, but it's just so much fun. Peter runs into the Shocker! Now I don't mind Shocker being Pete's first villain, and the way Hickman uses him here is great. He takes down Spidey with one hit because of how gullible he is, and now one thing I am confused about though is there wasn't really any spider sense. Now I'm not just sure if it's because he genuinely just has no idea what's going on with his body, so he just ignores that itch in his brain, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Peter heads home to drown his sorrows with ice cream when a certain May Parker accidentally catches him in costume. Luckily, Spider-Dad manages to calm her down and gets her to agree for them to share this as a little secret, for now at least, before they tell Richard and Mary Jane. I do like that he's actually planning to tell them and not just keep this as a secret forever until they find out, so it's a nice change of pace for things. And May makes it very clear still that she doesn't like the costume. Now, I wanted to mention before, but I felt like it was more fitting now too anyway, just to mention how I love this mother-daughter parallel. In the classic universe, Peter switched back to the red and blue suit after Venom basically traumatized MJ, causing her to hate the black suit. But this time, it's his daughter May who finds it scary and is the reason he goes to the red and blue. It's something so simple yet brilliant. It calls back to a previous story, although it's not linked to this one, yet it makes it all feel really connected, and that it just shows that Hickman really did his research. Unlike some other title.
What the f is this piece of shit?
All I'm saying is we could have literally had scenes like this in ASM. Thank you so much, Marvel Editorial. Spidey runs into the Shocker again and beats him up with ease. It looks like it's going to be his first victory as Spider-Man, but then he fell for the same trick twice. Shame on you, Pete. When he gets back home, he's actually considering quitting, but a certain note from his daughter brings him a whole heap of much-needed inspiration. Or maybe I'll give it one more day. Okay, now what can I say that hasn't already been said? This issue, like the previous one, was amazing. I haven't had a blast reading a modern comic in so long, but this one just hits different. I love Peter's family's entire dynamic, and the designs in this have really grown on me. The build-up between the Green Goblin and Wilson Fisk has been pretty slow and steady, however, they give the right amount each time, leaving you wanting more. Hickman has seriously handled the entire cast so well, and I'm shocked to see Herman even get his own unique personality in this. Plus, who knew that we needed a JJJ and Ben Parker friendship? It's surprisingly one of the highlights of this book. And I know I might sound a bit crazy, but I can't be the only one who thinks Hickman gave this subtle dig towards the Marvel editorial in this book. There's the give them nothing and make them like it, feeling like a direct jab at Marvel's policy towards Spider-Man fans over the last couple decades or so. And there's also the so I'm giving the people a better story to follow line, which is just basically what he's doing for Spider-Man fans in general. And the most obvious one, I guess, being Peter saying at the end, I'll give it one more day. Now, this could very well be a complete over-analysis, but the way everything has just been set up, it's just nice to sort of believe that a writer would actually stick up for a favorite hero, and I truly believe that Jonathan Hickman does care about Spider-Man. After 2 issues, I simply love Ultimate Spider-Man. I wish this was a series coming out every 2 weeks and not that other garbage. I've been severely dying for issue 2 to come out, and it did not disappoint at all. It satisfyingly continued building the foundations of a great story set up in the previous comic, while still managing to keep it extremely fun and entertaining, leaving me wanting more. The art is great and dynamic, and I just love the way he swings around in this. I highly recommend all Spidey fans and even just comic fans in general to pick up this book. It's a must-have in my opinion for anyone's collection. I promise you, you'll have a blast with it. And I'm just so happy that Hickman has brought back our hero that's been lost for so long with this brand new fresh take on the character, while also keeping it very classic at the same time. He manages to capture the perfect mix, and with all that being said, I for one cannot wait for Ultimate Spider-Man issue 3. Hey everyone, this is the unscripted part of the video now. I hope you guys did enjoy that video. I couldn't wait to make this one. I was so sick of Amazing Spider-Man, and it's just so refreshing, and I love Ultimate Spider-Man. I just can't believe we actually have a series or a comic series in 2024 with Peter and Mary Jane married, but here we are. Yeah, so about the memberships, again, no pressure, and it's just there if you do want to go that extra mile to support the channel. Simply liking the video is, that alone means a lot to me, and helps the channel a lot anyway. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to try to post a bit more. I've been really busy lately, but I want to keep a consistent schedule going. And yeah, with that being said, thank you guys again for watching. Be sure to tune in next time, same web time, same web channel, and see you in the next one.